Yo, what's going on, man? Today is December the 8th, 2023. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show. I'm live on Twitter right now. I'm also live on YouTube as well. Do me a favor if you guys are joining. As soon as you guys join, hit the like button for me if you can. Subscribe to the shows if you guys haven't already. Tons of new people being added to the community every single day, and I appreciate it. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the people that's sticking with me through the good and the bad. We actually been trending in the right direction after having a couple bad days. So perfect time, perfect segue to get right into the recap. Yesterday, I did do a live show. I just happened to do it earlier just because the game started at 5 o'clock Eastern time, and that's typically the start time for the show. So I went a little earlier yesterday. I think it was like 11:30, something like that. And the video was over on YouTube. So if you're listening into the Twitter space, also make sure you're tapped in with me on YouTube as well. Turn those notifications on so you guys know when I go live. It'll send the notification directly to your phone. Yesterday gave out 4 plays. I like the Bucks yesterday, minus the 4.5. Tyrese Halliburton said it was not Dame time, it was Holly time last night. So that did not cash. The Bucks, of course, lost the game. And then the other 3 plays did cash. Giannis over his points plus rebounds was a winner. Brook Lopez under 6.5 rebounds was a gem. Love when I can give those unders. And then I also played the Lakers and the Pelicans under. 230 is my strongest play of the day, and that was another winner as well. Pelicans never showed up. Should have probably just taken the Lakers on the money line as well in retrospect, of course. So 3-1 day yesterday. I think we had a 5-3 day the day before. So, yeah, starting to pick up and, trend in the right direction, which is great. Real quick, before we jump into today's show, I do want to shout out the sponsor as always. I tend to forget this sometimes, but I probably should do it every single day. I use this software every single day, and that's OzJam. OzJam has a ton of different software, a ton of different ways to help you kind of beat the books on a daily basis, no matter what you're looking at. I mean, it's so many different things that they have. Probably by far, the best overall sports betting tool that you guys can use. I utilize the Sportsbook screen page just so I can find the best odds. Sometimes, it might be a 20 points prop might be a 27.5, and I can find a 26.5 or just whatever the best number is, because long term we're always looking to make the most money by paying the less and getting the most return. So that's what I use it for. If you guys sign up using code CBC with the link in the description on Twitter, you guys can get 25% off your first month with the code CBC. So always want to shout out OzJam. I'm not a big promotional guy for people who've been following me for a while. I get tons of DMs. Well, not tons, but I get at least, I'd say, 5 to 10 DMs a month. People wanting me to join different things, wanting me to take phone calls. And most of the time, I don't even respond to those things just because I'm not a spokesperson. I'm not a salesman. But I will show you guys OzJam, because OzJam is legit and it makes my life so much easier. So you guys want to tap in over there, definitely use code CBC so you can get 25% off your first month. Just try it out. See if you like it. All right, let's jump into the card for today. I'm going to go through a couple quick comments. We got a million games today. I'm going to break them down, give you guys what I'm looking at. We'll let you guys know I only placed one bet. I'm looking to probably add 5 or 6 more, though. Not a lot that I've played so far. Prolific says, let's get it Friday, like Nick Claxton over his 2.5 blocks plus 125. Could not talk you off there at all. Coyote, I think it's how you pronounce that, says, yo. What up, Coyote? Young Harlow, appreciate you being here as well. What up, Justin? Appreciate you being here as well. David says, time to pick the energy up. Let's get the money, Chris. I'm with it, David. That's the energy I need. That's the vibes I'm trying to vibe with right there. I like it. I think that's Levi says, what up, my boy? Appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Fear Elite says, RBA native, much love. Let's start off fresh tonight, Chris. Yeah, let's do it. Appreciate everybody for tapping in, hitting the like button for me, all that good stuff, man. Cool. Real quick, my guy, he says, we're witnessing a birth of a superstar in Tyrese Halliburton, one of my favorite current players to watch. Yeah, you can't doubt that at all. Tyrese Halliburton is absolute must-see TV. You love stories like this. It's almost like an NCAA run. Just don't like what he's run into. I don't like that he's running to Bron, and Bron wants to be the first, in-season tournament MVP. He wants to hoist that championship. He wants to hoist the all that good stuff. And I'll probably put out a video in the morning for that game, because that's the only game tomorrow. Only game tomorrow is the in-season tournament game. So maybe I'll get there and do that. But I agree, Coop. Tyrese Halliburton is top 3 right now. I love Dame. Love Damian Lillard. Probably one of my favorite point guards. But Halliburton doing something different right now. This man is on a mission. Like 53 points and 28 assists in the last 2 games with no turnovers. Absolutely absurd. You can't make that stuff up. Nabi says, "What's up, Chris? Everyone hit the like and subscribe. Absolutely do that for me. That would definitely help." David says, "Chris, one more thing. Let me know. We can box if we need to. Pacers or Lakers. Be careful with your answer." Yeah, I haven't picked a side, David. I don't have a bet yet. You know which way I'm leaning, though. You see what we got on, baby. We got that championship Laker gear on. I got a rep for the home team. But we'll see. We'll see. What's up, Marcus? What's up, LJ? He said Cash It Fridays. That's what we here to do. Vibes are absolutely immaculate. I love kicking it with you guys in the chat, man. But we gotta get to the show. We gotta get to the show. 2 more real quick. Bet on JC says Tatum over 2.5 threes, -170. Jimmy Butler points and rebounds over 30.5 is what he likes today. Brian says, "Hey Chris, Lakers are under. Lakers under. Unbelievable that came in. Love it. Yeah, I mean, we should have just bet the Pelicans team total under is what I was thinking as the game was kind of playing out. Luckily, we got a 42-point fourth quarter and was able to cash that." Justin says, "Wasn't that familiar with Halliburton before recently, and he's impressed me. Only saw a few of his games last year, but he's balling there, and he's been having fun with it too." Yeah, that's the thing about Holly, man. I could go on and on. I won't dive too much into it, but I've liked Halliburton for a while. And I watched the Pacers play even last year just because I'm always watching League Pass. All right, let's just jump right into it, man. So we got a couple games. We got a lot of games to get into. So no further ado, let's just jump into it. So first game up, we got the Detroit. Hold on, let me make sure I'm going in order of my notes. I wrote Raptors and Hornets first. So let me go to my Raptors and Hornets. I actually wrote my notes down. So Toronto, and let me just check and make sure I got the latest injury news, latest injury updates. I know there are some injury implications, and one of them is to a play that I really like in this game. So I just want to check, make sure I got the best number for you guys, and I got all the injury information before I start speaking. I always want to be informed. So this line for open in favor of Toronto Raptors is road favorites. They were laying 4. I think it was 4.5 when I saw it yesterday, and it's up to 5.5 now. Total has come down from 225 to 221. I agree with the total going there. So what I got in my notes is, so injury report wise, Toronto is going to look the same. Koloko will still remain out. Mark Williams, I'm seeing right now, still a game time decision. It's a toss up whether he's going to play. And that's big for me because I like Mark Williams' rebounds. But as far as the numbers for this game, Toronto laying points on the road is a spot that I absolutely don't like. The 3-6 on the road so far, straight up. 4-0 last 4 straight up and against the spread and head-to-head matchup. So they have kind of owned the Charlotte team. What I wrote in my notes was maybe Schroeder assists. Toronto back-to-back losses, and their offense has struggled recently. So I agree with that total coming down, but I didn't play this one. Charlotte, Mark Williams, he's dealing with a back injury, but I like his rebounds in this spot. We know that, opposing big men have kind of murdered Toronto on the rebounding front in most recent games. I think that could continue in this spot here today. So I lean Mark Williams over his rebounds, but I want him in. If Mark Williams is out, I will be looking at Nick Richards to go over his rebounds in this spot. And then on the Charlotte side of things, they're 3-7 straight up and against the spread in their last 10. So they haven't been covering spreads. They haven't been winning games. Toronto, I think, should be motivated, especially coming off 2 losses. Those 2 losses were actually as favorites. They lost to the Knicks, and I forgot who they just lost to, but it was a spot. Miami. They lost to Miami as well, and they were favorites in both of those games. On the Charlotte side, I did write down lean under 223.5, but I didn't get there. 8-point margin for the Charlotte Hornets with LaMelo and they're averaging 114. So they're losing by an average of 8 points, averaging 114 in that spot. Without him, they're losing by 10. The average margin in those 4 games is the average margin in those 4 games. They're only scoring 109 points. So losing about 5 points without LaMelo being there. Toronto is just one of those Jekyll and Hyde teams that I can't seem to get right. So I didn't play anything in this game, but Mark Williams' rebounds is on my short list. Mark Williams double potentially as well. We know he typically gets in foul trouble, but I don't see him really getting in foul trouble in this spot just because of the simple fact that he's played this team twice. He's only gotten 3 fouls collectively in both of those games. So I think he can stay out of foul trouble, and I think he gets double-digit rebounds in this game. If not, I will be looking at Nick Richards. He probably get a softer line with Nick Richards, and I like Nick Richards in this spot a lot. All right, so let's check the comments real quick, and then we'll jump back into it. What's up, Tariq? Appreciate you for being here as well. Eddie says Eddie George is his cousin from the Lakers. I'm not sure what that means, Brandon H. Who cousin? Um, Not sure. What up, S. Dot? Appreciate you being here. Coop says she's liking OG over 14 and a half and his threes. So OG Ananobi over his 14 and a half points. He likes his three threes today. Charlotte is a bad defensive team. He says, Coop says also says has a good history versus the Hornets, and they're a bottom five. They're bottom five in 3-point defense. Yep, OG is attempting about 6.5 threes this season. I could not talk you off of that at all. Raptors fan said Mark Williams is in today. He did get ruled in. I didn't see Mark Williams get ruled in. If somebody can confirm that for me, that would be great. I did not see Mark Williams get ruled in unless it just happened. And we are going to get some breaking news on the show as we always do. I can't spend that much time on this game specifically. We got a lot of other games. Oh, he is available to play. Yeah, so Mark Williams, 4 minutes ago. Appreciate you, Raptors fan. That's what I need y'all for. Appreciate y'all for that. Mark Williams rebounds 9.5 is going to be official for me. I have not placed the bet yet, so you guys, if you play it, you'll get a better number than me. But yeah, I am going to be on Mark Williams rebounds. I just want to see where I can find the best number, as I always do, real quick, and then we'll move on to the next game. Let's see. I should not be taking this long on this game. Toronto and Charlotte is a game I absolutely care nothing about. Mark Williams rebounds 9.5. I see. Dang, it's juice now. -125. -125 on ESPN Bet is the best number that I see. This morning it was like -119. So don't like that I'm getting the worst number, but Mark Williams rebound over 9.5 is going to be the play for me in this game. And I'm gonna just write that down because I'm kind of like finalizing my card as I do the show because I've only put in one bet today. Maybe even look at his double-double. Honestly, it's gonna be his rebounds or his double-double for me. All right, let's keep going. Little ringing noise. I got the mic boofer too. Brandon Miller assists as that. I haven't never capped Brandon Miller assists, so I have no idea. No idea how that's gonna work out. Not 100% sure. What up, Fremont? Appreciate you being here as well. LJ says he likes Scotty Barnes over 8.5 rebounds. He's averaging 9 last 5 games. I could see that. Could definitely see that. We know Charlotte's gonna miss a bunch of shots too, especially not having LaMelo in there. All right, let's keep going. Try to speed up a little bit. Next game up, we got the Pistons and the Magic. So in my notes, I got written down for the Pistons and the Magic. I got so for Orlando, first game back home after a 2-game road trip. They do have a rematch with the Cavs on deck next. The game will be played, I think, on Monday, I think. Back-to-back losses and 2 non-covers. This team is kind of slowed down just a tad bit. Brooklyn caught them in a really sleepy spot. It was the second leg of a back-to-back, a third game in 4 nights, and took them to town, beat the brakes off of them. Then they go to Cleveland. They failed to cover. A lot of people have been betting that first half. They failed to cover in the first half. They failed to cover for the full game. It's really been some regression from the defense. So they are still 7-3 against the spread, and their last 10 and 8-2 to the over because their defense has been really giving up points. But can you trust Detroit to score? I can't. I know for Detroit they will be without Jalen Duren in this spot, which should mean a little bit more, a little less defense. But I don't know if that's going to equate to more offense. They will get Joe Harris back as well, and I talked about this. Recently. I don't think they're going to beat Orlando tonight, but it wouldn't surprise me if they were able to cover this spread. You get Joe Harris back, Bogdanovich. I think this is his 3rd game back. Joe Harris probably going to be playing off the bench, but Orlando's down. Markelle Fultz. Also, Jalen Suggs is out, so Gary Harris looked like he's going to slide into that starting spot with Anthony Black in the backcourt. To me, means that you got to look at Cole Anthony. He was another guy. Props not listed when I looked earlier, but he was on the short list as well. So Cole Anthony, he's been coming off the bench and playing pretty well for the Orlando Magic, who really just have 3 guards tonight. Those are the only 3 guards that they have. Anthony Black, who's a rookie, Gary Harris, and Cole Anthony. So I think I like Cole Anthony a little bit better than Gary Harris. So that's the way I would choose to play this game. I'm not laying points with Orlando. I looked at some interesting trends, but couldn't quite get there on anything in this game. Maybe a look towards Cade Cunningham assists, but not anything that I'm super interested in this game. Let's go back to the chat. Going back to the last game, Shadow says, I like Hayward over 14.5 points. His usage has been high without LaMelo, and his minutes have been there. Line seems too low. Okay, I can see that. Daniel says, check Charlotte record of their lowest totals. Bums. Let's see. I'll look into that. Easy Money says, how you doing, family? Tatum over 5.5 first quarter points, minus 111, of course. We love Tatum, but we've never seen this number. So, yeah, that's a super low number. Tatum typically plays most of the first quarter. Then he comes out. Then he goes back in. So, yeah, I can see that. He says last 7 games, he's 6 for 7 when playing at home. More motivated after the loss. Celtics offense opened up more with KP. And I'm biased because he says hashtag bleed green. So he's a Celtics fan. Couldn't talk you off there. That likes the Heat on the money line. All right, cool. Let's try to go in order. LJ says, who's starting at point guard for the Magic? Anthony Black has been starting for point guard for the Magic. Gary Harris will play shooting guard, and Cole Anthony will come off the bench, it looks like, is what I'm seeing in this one, LJ. Blake likes Anthony assists. Could not talk you off. Estes says Cole Anthony all day, so some agreement there. Tariq likes Bogdanovich over his 19.5 points. Could not talk you off. He's been shooting the ball a lot. Orlando struggles, giving up points outside the 3-point line. So I could see it. I could definitely see it there. Brian also says Detroit giving up 16.4 rebounds to opposing centers last 15 games. Yeah, they that's because they missed so many shots. Estes says Cole Anthony coming in Tim's. Yeah, I can see it. Fremont's like the Magic early, first quarter for him. Keith says Gogo Batadze 6.5 points versus the Pistons without Durant. I can see that. I think the Gogo Batadze look is a pretty solid look that nobody's gonna have on their card today. He could absolutely get 7 points. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Coop says Cole Anthony points is 17.5. Iron is points, rebounds, and assists at 27.5. That's the way I would play. I would probably play the points plus the assists. Haven't really capped his rebounds, so that's the way I would look in that game. Enough time on the Magic and the Pistons, though. Let's keep going. All right, so now next up, we got the Hawks. We got the 76ers. Injury report for this one. Trae Young was listed as questionable last night. He is officially listed out. For Philly, they will have their normal starting lineup. They have nobody on the injury report. This line opened at 8. It came down to 7. And now it's all the way up to 9, I think is what I see right now. So money came back in on Philly without Trae Young being in. Looks like AJ Griffin will slide in at the shooting guard position with DeJounte Murray running the point. So for Philly, I think this is more of a sleepy spot. They've been traveling like a lot of games in a lot of different places. Just beat up on Washington, but they kind of surprised me in that game because they weren't playing a lot of defense. I thought the defense would be a lot better. They were letting Kyle Kuzma and Deni Avdija and Corey Kispert and Jordan Poole get whatever it is that they wanted. So I'm interested to see if they play more defense. I don't think that they will because now you're super unmotivated. You're in a super unmotivated spot because you're playing Atlanta without Trae Young. So these are the spots where the road team typically end up covering. Now for Atlanta, they've been really, really bad recently. They've lost 4 of their last 5, 0-5 against the number in their last 5, 1-9 against the spread in their last 10, 4-1-1 to the under as road dogs, and they stay under their team total in 4 to 6 games. Last 10 games, they've allowed an average of 127 points per game, and opponents are shooting 40% from the 3-point line. So if Philly's going to have the same mindset they had last game against Washington where they just want to outscore you and Joel Embiid goes for 50, then I think you start looking at, some players on this team. Philly not going to come out motivated on the defensive end. Then, probably looking towards Maxey in this one. I think, Nick Nurse came out today and talked about how to get Tobias Harris going again. It's a lot of different ways you can attack this one. Clint Capella is, one of the better defenders on Joel Embiid. Of course, nobody can really guard Embiid, but Yeah, though I don't have a play in this game. I had some stuff written down, but it's nothing that I officially want to really be on in this spot. Of course, everybody's gonna look towards DeJounte Murray. I couldn't talk anybody off, but for me, I typically like to find the value without Trae Young being there. Like, who else is going to step up and have to score the ball just a tad bit more? Who is the weakest link in that Philly starting lineup? And that's the way I would look to attack this one. But I don't have an official play. Not going to waste you guys' time here. Yeah, that's all I'll say there. Let me go back to the comment section real quick and we'll keep it moving. No Franz love for me, Coop. I just think that with Franz today, I mean, Franz can cook. Like, he really can cook. I think Paolo could cook. For me, it's difficult to figure out like which one of those guys are going to, do a little bit more. Because like they just share the ball so much. Orlando's not a very selfish team. Franz and Paolo going to get the most of the shots, but I can't really dictate which one of those guys going to have a better game. They both have really good matchups, but we know Orlando's been giving it up to guards. And, Franz is a forward and Banchero is a forward as well. So no real strong play for me there at all. Shadow says what I just talked about. Thoughts on Murray assists without Trae? I think they're going to jack the number up too high, man. I think you got to find a different way to kind of attack it, in my estimation. But, I mean, if you love it, play it, man. Absolutely play it. Brian says 76ers team total is 122.5. They should get there. Philly, even though they haven't been playing any defense, they've given up 126, 125, and 124 in their last 3 games. They're still scoring. They're still, winning some of those games. So I could see Philly going over that team total, especially with Atlanta being one of the fastest paced teams in the league. I think they're top 5. LJ says he likes the Hawks. He likes the 76ers minus the 9. He said Hawks are 3-13 against the spread versus the East. So maybe they just smoke them tonight. Fear Elite says he's loving Tyrese Maxey tonight. Interested to know how you're playing them. Fear, let me know. Like, are you on his points? You on his points plus assists? What you like specifically? I could see it going, a lot of different ways in this spot, and Maxey having a really big game. But I didn't play anything. All right, next game up, we got the Wizards. We got the Nets. Washington Wizards, Brooklyn Nets. Should be a fast-paced game. Both of these teams like to get out and run. We know Washington can't guard the stop sign. Not my words, Kyle Kuzma words. So let me see if I can find my notes real quick on this one. And let me see if I can also make sure I got the most updated injury news. So Daniel Gafford is listed as game time decision. He's a toss-up whether he's going to play in this one. Not 100% sure. Brooklyn is laying 10 points. When I was looking at this line last night, it was 9. And the total is up from 238, which I wrote down in my notes last night. I want to say this total is all the way up to 240. I thought it had touched 240. Maybe it didn't touch 240, but it's close. It's close. It's somewhere in that realm. Let me check real quick just to make sure. Yeah, it is. I'm tripping. It's 240. 240 right now. So this total did go up to 240. I gave you guys some numbers on Washington when they're 10-point dogs or more, how those games are all going over. It was one of the reasons why we played Philly on their team total in the last game. Washington literally just cannot stop anybody. So I don't feel comfortable laying 10. I think that's a little bit too much, but Brooklyn has been, a really solid team. They've been really good defensively. If Daniel Gafford doesn't play, this should be an absolute field day for Brooklyn in this spot. Washington is 3-17 straight up, just 1-9 against the number. They are, however, 8-4 against the spread on the road. They got back-to-back covers, and their offense has really kind of picked it up in their most recent games. Head-to-head, though, Brooklyn is 5-0 straight up, 4-0-1 against the spread in the last 5 meetings, in their head-to-head meetings. Brooklyn also 5-1 straight up and against the spread in their last 6 games. Only home game. This is their last home game before a West Coast road trip, and Lonnie Walker does remain out in this spot. I think there's a lot of different ways you can attack this game. This game actually got the only play that I played so far, and I'll tell you guys that I couldn't talk to anybody off Cam Thomas. I know he burnt the whole world the other day, but if he went crazy in this game, it wouldn't surprise me. If Spencer Dinwiddie versus Kyle Kuzma, if anybody remember that narrative, that'll be in play for today as well. And Brooklyn, their defense, if their defense can go into Atlanta and hold Atlanta in their team total, I'm fairly confident that if they take this game serious, they can hold Washington under their team total as well. So really kind of scares me off the over. The way I decided to play this one was I played Nick Claxton, double-double. You can add the win if you want because the odds probably are not what they were when I got it this morning. When I was capping this, the odds was 140. By the time I put the play in, it was 135. By the time I gave it out, it moved down to 130. So I'm not sure what the odds are on Nicholas Claxton right now, but we know Washington, they just give it up. They give it up to, the center position, both rebounds, both on the rebound front and on the points front. So what I wrote down was specifically to the center position, Washington, last 7 games, they're allowing the most points to centers. They're bottom 10 in rebounds allowed to the position as well. Claxton on the opposite side, he's averaging 11 points and 10 rebounds in 28 minutes over his last 5 games. So as long as he's not getting in foul trouble tonight, as long as he's not sitting on the sideline because it's a blowout, then I think this cashes pretty easily. These two teams did play earlier this season. Claxton had 10 points and 13 rebounds in that game. And then they faced off one time at the end of last season as well. Nick Claxton had 15 points and 13 rebounds in that spot as well. With Daniel Gafford being potentially a game-time decision today, this could really get out of hand here. So the way I chose to play this one was Nicholas Claxton double-double, and I played that on FanDuel at plus 135 is what I ended up getting the odds at. Right now, let me see. Those odds are... I also think Washington low-key can cover the spread, man. These big spreads that's what Washington's kind of living for. They're 8-4 to the number. I know it's something you got to hold your breath and do, but sometimes with these big numbers, you do gotta, you can't take the team that's gonna win because they're not always gonna cover the spread. Nick Claxton double right now is all the way down to minus 105. God, I'm glad I got it in when I got it in. The best odds I see are plus 100 on ESPN Bet and plus 100 on BetMGM. So if you want to roll with me there, you still can get it at plus money, but I did get it at plus 135 earlier. Absolutely love this spot for Nick Claxton today. Let's go to the comment section real quick, and we'll keep it moving. SK, going back to the last game, he says Hawks give up the most points to shooting guards and 4th most threes to small forwards. He likes Milton over 12.5. Cannot talk you off. Odo, I think is how you pronounce that. I don't think that's Otto. I'll just call you Beans. Beans, I don't think Porzingis is going to be on minutes restriction. Don't quote me on that. It could potentially be. I didn't see anything on it about him being on one. So to me, that would make me think that he's not going to be on one. But he could. He very well could. Fear says he loves Maxey points plus assists. Could not talk you off. Shadow says Cam Thomas bounce back game after the stinker he put up last game. Of course, because nobody will be on Cam Thomas tonight. He'll go crazy. Absolutely go crazy. Ron says the Nets are 15-4-1 against the number. Yeah, they are. They're hooping right now. I agree with this right here. Navi says live betting might be better option on the Brooklyn game. That's what I would do. One thing we know about the Washington Wizards, only way they're going to keep the game close is if they can score because they're not stopping anybody. So I agree there. Coop says thoughts on Claxton points ladder. We know they'll give it up to centers. Yeah, I think so. What I was thinking about doing, Coop, like if this was like a small slate, like a 5-game slate, I probably would have a play on Claxton like 13-13, take his 14-14, because I'm pretty sure you probably could get close to plus, maybe even 400 or 500 in that spot. So yeah, I absolutely like the spot for Claxton tonight, as long as they can keep the game close. That's the only thing that scares me. I don't really like laddering players, in spots where I feel like it could be a blowout. So that'll keep me off of it just a tad bit. LJ says he's on the over in this game. Wizards 11-0 to the over as 9-point dogs, 12-6 to the over versus the East. And I think the number that I told you guys the other day, real quick, let me just check. I want to say when the Washington Wizards are in games, let me just check real quick. I'm going to do this real quick. I just want to give you guys some information and probably some support for this play right here for LJ. So looking at the Wizards, when the total is greater than or equal to 230, let's just go 235 this season, the Wizards are... So if the total is 235 or higher, they're 10-3 to the over, which tells me they're not playing any defense. They're giving up 128 points per game in this spot, and this is why we were on the Sixers team total over in the last game. So good call out there from LJ. That's a 77% cash rate if you guys wanted to take the over in this game. But LJ did get it at 235. It's up to 240 now. Seymour Cash says Bridges might be looking ahead when they play the Suns. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Will W says he got that Claxton double at plus 150 this morning. Shout out to you. We got some other odds coming in for that. MK says he likes Cam Johnson. What is this? Why can't I show this? Cam Johnson over 17.5, thinking of sprinkling his 20 plus 25. Do your thing, my brother. Vaughn says Brooklyn team total also played Cam Thomas points in the bounce back spot. Okay, we got one person that's not going to, shy away from Cam Thomas bounce back. Cam Thomas probably going to score 20 in the first half because nobody, well, at least I haven't really been on Twitter, so I'm not sure what the public is on today. SK says Dennis Smith Jr. is out. Already like the value on Cam Thomas assist. Over 1.5 was 130 last night. Just coming off 5 recently, and coach talking about him creating more, waiting for lines to drop. This is the stuff that I like right here, SK. Best of luck, my brother. Best of luck. Cam says plus 105 for Claxton double on Bet365. Glad you mentioned that, Cam, because I don't think my odds have Bet365 up right now. So those are the best odds for Nick Claxton. If you guys have access to Bet365 and you want to ride, take the Bet365 plus 105. Coop said he locked in Chet double with Claxton double for plus 528. I wanted to do a double parlay today too. Maybe we'll get there. Also want to do a stars will be stars parlay if somebody can remind me of that at the end. I got a couple looks that I want to give you guys. Haven't even put it in, just kind of all in my brain right now. Cam says if you add the money line is plus 140. Yeah, I would think that adding that money line would not be a bad play to that Claxton double. Fremont says if Wiz covered, they would have to keep up and the over should hit. Yeah, absolutely. They're not gonna cover if they're not. Yeah, they're definitely not covering if they're not able to score. Jeremiah says JB assists with KP back. I haven't gotten to that game yet, so catch me when we get back to that game, Jeremiah. Will says, what up though, Chris? Just sending positive vibes. God bless. Hit the like, subscribe, and share. My guy. Appreciate you, Will. Right back at you, my brother. Sending the positive vibes right back at you, man. Let's see if we can find some cash. Dr. Shilly says, what's going on, Chris? Hope all is well. Let's get that money. That's what we're here for. Let's keep going. We got a lot of more games to get to. So Cavs and the Heat are the next game up. So this game actually opened with the Heat, I think, were 1-point favorites in this one. Cleveland was 1-point favorites. They still are 1-point favorites. The total did go up from 218 up to 221.5. Let's see, where are my notes for this game? So what I got written in my notes was revenge game for Cleveland. They got smoked in the last matchup, 129-96 on November 2nd in Cleveland. Bam was out for that game. Donovan Mitchell was out for that game. And it was the second leg of a back-to-back. I don't know if people remember, but Philly had actually lost to Cleveland without Donovan Mitchell. That was the game that Garland went off. They had to fly back that same night and play the Miami Heat the next day. They just ran out of gas. They never were even in that game, and they got smoked. I really wanted to play Cleveland here today. I really thought it was a good spot, but I can't get there without Evan Mobley being out. I think Evan Mobley has officially been ruled out in this game. I know he was listed as questionable. Let me just double check. So many things going on in the NBA today. So it looks like he is still game time decision. It's a toss up whether he's going to play. I would have to have Evan Mobley in order to play this one. They're already without Karis LeVert. I know that on the opposite side, Bam's not going to play, but I always talk about not fading Miami, man. I'm not a huge component of a huge favorite of fading Miami. Miami has looked better a little bit on the road. Duncan Robinson is also listed as a game time decision in this spot, but yeah, it's a tough one for me, man. I don't really trust the Cavs on the road. I really like them being at home, and they haven't been covering numbers. They're actually losing money for you if you've been backing them on the road so far this season. So tossed up type of game. Like I said, I really wanted to get there, but could not do so. So those are my thoughts in this game. I didn't even evaluate any player props. We know that the Miami Heat are, one of the worst 3-point shooting teams. Oh, Cleveland. Strus, looking at his threes. I'm not sure why we wouldn't take Max Strus threes in this spot. Revenge game for Strus. He went and got the bag. So, potentially looking at Strus in this spot, I don't think it's a bad matchup at all. Going back to Miami, I'm pretty sure it's his first game as well. So Miami, struggling against the three. Max Strus three should be in play today. I hadn't even thought about that. I just kind of talked talked amongst myself with that one. Max Struess threes. I'll write that down on my short list and do a little bit more digging. Let's keep going. So we have, and I didn't look at anything on the opposite side. Scotty says Dinwiddie revenge spot. He left Washington bitter. Always plays well against them. I mentioned that at the top, and he has the beef with Kyle Kuzma as well. You know, they were going back and forth with each other over the summer. Tall Black Genius says, love that hat, Chris. Appreciate you, my guy. He also likes the Heat tonight. Okay. David says Claxton, Mark Williams, Tatum double parlay. Absolutely, David. I would look at that. I would definitely look at that. I think Tatum gets the 10 rebounds tonight. Love Mark Williams as long as he can stay out of foul trouble, and love Nicholas Claxton as long as it's not a blowout. Love that. Love that spot a lot. He says spicy. Would be Cat against Memphis. I'm definitely not taking Cat for a double. He don't rebound the ball enough for me. Fremont says revenge games for Cavs. I did say that as well. Hame says, I think that's Hame or Jamie, one or the other. Heavy line movement recently in the Cavs' favor. I'm looking in Miami. Not that it's one of my top plays. Not that it's one of my plays today, but all the money on Cleveland and the books are following suit. I can see it. Could definitely see it. Navi says Evan Mobley or Evan rebounds or double if he plays versus Caleb Martin. And Caleb Martin 15 points. So he got a couple looks that he likes. Appreciate you for sharing those, Navi. Let's keep going. We still got, golly, bro. We got like 100 games left. The NBA is terrible for doing this, man. Timberwolves and Grizzlies is the next one up. I'm going to see if I can speed through these a little. I feel like I'm going fast, but it's already 5:45. So Timberwolves and Grizzlies, injury report for Memphis is still the same. They'll be without all the guys that they typically are without. What I had written in my notes was that Minnesota's been a lot better at home than they have been on the road. They're just 3-6 against the spread on the road, 5-game win streak. So not 100% sure how motivated they'll be in this spot. They also beat this team by 22 points like less than 2 weeks ago. And they got a game against the Pelicans on Monday. That should be interesting. But they play the Pelicans next. Memphis, first game back home after a 3-game road trip. They have covered 4 straight games, but I don't really like the spots that they've been covering in. I mean, you beat the Detroit Pistons, which I'm still regretting not putting my money on that one. All we needed was all we needed was Memphis on the money line. And for some reason, I did not play that. That was pretty idiotic in retrospect. But they beat Memphis. They beat Dallas without Luka. They beat the Grizz. They beat the Jazz. So I don't really like the spot for them, man. I think Minnesota could really turn up in this spot if they want to. I'm just not 100% sure that they're going to. I don't know if they care about this game. Last night when this total came out at 215.5, I wrote down the under and I put a star beside it and wrote down Memphis is the top 3 defense last 5 games, and I talked about that in the Detroit game. And then I also wrote down Timberwolves, number 1 defensive team. So I think if I am playing this game, as much as it pains me because I'm losing so much value, I think I do look towards the under. I don't like that the totals come down so much. And to me, it's a tad bit too close for comfort. But I do think that, if you're Chris Finch in this spot, who is the Minnesota Timberwolves head coach, I mean, you really know, like, what's the game plan? Just put somebody on Desmond Bane, man. Put Nickeil Alexander-Walker on him. He's been a really good defender throughout the entirety of the season. Specifically since Jaden McDaniel has went out, he's going to start. And if you put him on Desmond Bane and make anybody else on this team have to beat you, then it's lights out for Memphis. They might not score 100 points. So I do feel like Minnesota can still cover. I don't like, like I said, I just don't know how motivated Minnesota is going to be in this spot. Like I said, they already beat them by 22 in the same venue less than 2 weeks ago, and on a 5-game losing streak. I couldn't lay the 6 with Minnesota, but I do lean towards the under. Their offense hasn't been that good. Both of these teams are playing extremely slow pace. So I do still lean towards the under, but I'm not getting involved with a total this low, this late into the day. So those are my thoughts there. I also was leaning towards Desmond Bane to go under his points, rebounds, and assists, just because I wanted to fade him off a really, really good game. He had a 49-point outing. You go back and look a couple weeks ago when he played Memphis, though, not so much. I think he finished with like 10, 5, and 3 or something like that. It was, a lot. It was very low, was the number. I think it was I think the number today is 35.5 for his points, rebounds, and assists. And I would look towards playing him under because, I mean, that's really the only – if Chris Finch isn't telling his team, like, hey, we just got to slow down one guy. Let's let Derrick Rose beat us. Then I'm not sure what he's doing. So those are my thoughts in this game. I didn't play anything officially, though, but that's the way I'm looking. Oh, I'm sorry about that, JB. You said the English version. I'm a female capper on Facebook. Hey, I appreciate you for tapping in with me, JB. Best of luck to you tonight. Um, Navi says you stand away from that Memphis game. I couldn't talk you off, man. Toshin says love the Pistons tonight. If they were to win this season, it's tonight. Magic defense is progressing heavily, and losing Suggs is bigger than it seems. I would agree there. I still don't think that Detroit knows how to finish a game, but I would agree there. I think that these two teams are going in opposite directions. But you're right; it is a big loss. The reason why I wouldn't take the Pistons is because even if their offense starts to click just a tad bit, they still can't stop anybody. Jalen Duren is their best defensive player, and he's not playing tonight. Big Marv, we haven't gotten to this game yet, but he says, Chris, you like Derrick White rebounds and assists at 7.5? Yeah, I would play Derrick White tonight. I think he has a big game. Vaughn says did some digging on Mark Williams rebounds, minus 120 on Caesars, and Bet 365 has minus 125. Okay, appreciate you for sharing that, Vaughn. I gotta lock one of those in. Oh, cool. I like this look. I'm not sure how much it. Well, yeah, I think so. Jalen Noel revenge game. I know last game they played. I remember watching. I don't think he even touched the game. Touched the game until like the third quarter. The announcers were like, "Why not put Jalen Noel in? Like it's his old. He's playing against his old team. Why not give him a chance? Like you're struggling offensively. You need somebody. So yeah, I could see that. And Santi Aldama is another guy. He could definitely have a big game, but I bet on Santi Aldama, and I think he has 7 points. So I'm not touching Santi Aldama with free money. Big N says, hit the like button for me. Just giving you guys a reminder. Appreciate that, Big N. Appreciate everybody that shares the show and hits the like button. Let's keep going. We got a lot more games to get into, so let's jump. Let's just keep going. See if we can finish up this card. It's a big card for today. And I got a couple plays in some of these next games. So next game up, I got Wizards and I got Thunder. This spread is 3. Let me give you guys my thoughts on this one. I'm gonna try to make it quick because this is actually a game that I like. So I saw this open at 4. No, I saw it open at 3. Then I saw it pushed up to 4. I saw it come back down to 2.5, and now it's back up to 3. So 236. It looks like there's a consensus on the total right now. 236.5. This is a double revenge game spot. If we remember Draymond choking out Rudy Gobert, this was one of the 2 games that he missed in that spot. Steph Curry also didn't play in those games, so this was, they probably got this game circled. Golden State was lackluster in their last performance. They didn't cover the first quarter, the first half, or the full game against the Portland Trailblazers, who were extremely shorthanded. Golden State's just 5-4 on the road, but they are 7-3 against the number. But also, they're not playing well recently. They're 4-6 against the spread in their last 10. I thought that even though they were playing against a lackluster Portland team, they would come out motivated in their last game just because Paul George gamed Klay Thompson right before the in-season tournament stuff started, and Golden State was winning by, I want to say, 15 to 20 points on Saturday night before Paul George hit that game winner. So they still came out a little lackluster. I think, unpopular opinion, I know a lot of people probably not going to like this, I think OKC the better team. I listened to the interviews with Steve Kerr. He's thinking about changing up the rotation, a.k.a. bringing Klay Thompson off the bench because he has been struggling in that starting lineup, not really producing a lot at all. OKC, 6-4 straight up at home, 7-3 against the number at home, and in their last 10 games. They've won the last 2 and covered the last 3 against Golden State. They're off a loss to the Houston Rockets in a game that they felt like they should have played a lot better in, and they don't have a look-ahead spot because they play the Jazz next, and they got plenty of time for that game. So I like OKC in this spot. I haven't laid the 3 yet, but I'm probably going to get there with the 3. Also, for the Stars will be Stars parlay, I am putting SGA at 30 and Steph at 30. Both of those guys will be on the 30. These games are 7-0 when last 7 times that these teams have played. All of them have gone to the over. Even without some of the superstars being a part. SGA, I want to say, is 3 for 4 in his last 4 games, scoring at least 30 points or more in those games. And the one game I think he went under was like a 24-point game, and that was the blowout that they had in Golden State 2 games ago. So I like SGA. I like Steph. I think you could play Steph to whatever you want to play him to tonight. Like, for people who don't know, like, there was that, game where SGA blocked Steph's shot. It was the most recent matchup. SGA blocked Steph's shot, scored on him as well, and went to Instagram afterwards and posted a video on it. So I'm pretty sure, Steph remembers stuff like that. We might see, the night celebration tonight, but honestly, I don't think they win the game. I think Steph just plays better. Golden State is not better than OKC right now. And I think OKC coming off a loss, they'll be motivated in this spot. And I think they got plenty of years of wanting to get back at Golden State, because Golden State's owned them for so long and won so many games in a row. So Thunder minus the 3 is on my list, but SGA and Steph Curry points, both at 30, will be in that Stars Will Be Stars parlay when I put it together tonight. So those are my thoughts there. Let me go back to the chat real quick, see what you guys are talking about, and we'll keep it moving. Colin says playing Garland over 6.5 assists and Allen over 14.5 points. No Bam. Heat and Terry is barbecue chicken. Probably no Mobley. Wasn't a shoot around. Lobs to Allen should be free. A lot of logic there, Colin. A lot of logic there. Bean says Oubre's birthday is tomorrow. Just a heads up. Okay. Raptors fan says, Chris, I have a lean for DeJounte Murray, Shet, Holmgren, and Zubac double parlay tonight. What are your thoughts? I couldn't talk you off. I don't think I could talk you off. Zubac should get plenty of minutes because Walker Kessler will be in there. Not sure if he's gonna get that's the tricky part. The tricky part for me is Zubac rebounds, because I thought that Zubac was gonna get a double-double against the Warriors. I didn't play it. And he couldn't even get a double-double in that spot. The Clippers have a bunch of guys that can rebound the ball. PG, Kawhi, James Harden's an excellent rebounder, Russell Westbrook. So they could go down there and steal his rebounds, and Zubac may end up not getting that double-double. But I couldn't talk you off. Best of luck if you get there with it, Raptors fan. Could not talk you off. Snag got a parlay for us. It's a long shot. He has Milton over 2.5 threes. He got Porzingis over 1.5 threes, which I'm probably going to get there on Porzingis. I forgot to write that down. Well, we haven't even gotten to that game. He also likes Fred VanVleet over 2.5 threes. So it's a threes parlay, plus 45.83. The Anthony Milton 3, Kristaps Porzingis 2, and Fred VanVleet 3. Could not talk you off. I like the odds on that tonight. I absolutely love the odds on that. David says, Chris, Tatum, Williams, Claxton, plus 823 on FanDuel and PointsBet. Which is Fanatics now. Tatum, Williams, Claxton, plus 823. I like that. Y'all cooking up the parlay for me, man. And y'all know who I like too. I like this one, David. Let me see if I can find my other phone. I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna take a picture of it real quick. Because I might end up playing this one. All right, cool. Nicholas Claxton, Jason Tatum, and Mark Williams double. I think that's a good look. Plus 823. I like the odds too. Love that one. Appreciate you for sharing that, David. That's something I was going to be looking towards. LJ, OKC with me. Okay, OKC minus 3 for LJ. 5-0-1 against the number last 5. Off a loss. I'm sorry. Off a loss they are. 5-1. ATS is home favorites. Yeah, I just feel like they got too much, man. Brian says OKC trifecta. Yeah, with some OKC love in here. Navi says Steph definitely going off tonight. He might have circled the game, which he when he saw the post from SGA. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have something to say about it. Coop says the same thing. OKC for him or nothing. I'm just glad the line didn't move too much, because I'll play the 3. I'll play the minus 3 for them just to win the game by possession. Justin says, love that Stars Will Be Stars parlay. That ain't it, Justin. That's just 2 legs. And you guys play them however you want to. You can put 2, you can water them down. People typically, change them, maneuver them up just a tad bit. But those 2 guys specifically, I love a lot tonight. Neither one of them are going to be able to be stopped in my estimation. Moody, we got some love for Moody. Sanic GM, I think is how you pronounce that. Sania GM is how you pronounce that. I like Moody over 9.5. I think Moody should be able to score in this spot as well. I do like Moody. Moody's been balling off that Golden State bench. Somebody got to pick it up for Klay Thompson, who's been, not playing well recently. And then Justin says, I got Golden State +4 last night and ladder Steph to 50. I couldn't talk you off the Steph to 50. Maybe even Steph, 40 as a straight. Could not talk you off of that at all. Jabari says, I caught Steph line at 27.5 yesterday, laddered it to 40. Yeah, Steph is definitely the popular play today. I couldn't talk anybody off. The last time I looked, there was still a Steph 27.5. I forgot what book it was on. I haven't even played it. Like I'm just gonna play it. I'm not even playing it straight. I'm gonna put it in the parlay. But and it'll be a small parlay. Like it's not gonna be anything too crazy. But I do like Steph a lot today. I want to still see if that 27.5 is available for Steph, or if all of the lines have moved to 28.5. So 28.5 is -120. Yeah, that thing is on the move. He all the way up to 30 on DraftKings. So yeah, if you want to get in on Steph, you might want to do it now. All right, let's keep going. We still got a lot more games to get into. So next game up, told you guys how I'm looking in that game. Next game up is the Bulls and the Spurs. Y'all probably not gonna like this one, but I like the Spurs in this spot. Haven't played it yet. Like I said, I haven't only played one play, and that was Nick Claxton double-double. But in my notes, I wrote down Chicago, no Levine, of course, which has actually been a good spot. They've been doing well in that spot. They are 1-8 on the road though, 2-7 against the number. They have won and covered the last 3 without Zach LaVine being in there. San Antonio gives you not a lot of hope. They're 3-17 straight up, 0-10 against it, 0-10 straight up in their last 10. One thing I looked at in this spot, though, is this is a sleepy spot for the Bulls. The Bulls haven't played a road game in quite some time. I think they've had 4 or 5 straight home games. So with San Antonio, you typically got to play them early. The other thing I looked at was, you got to look at these teams when they play in these different environments. The Bulls haven't won in San Antonio since December the 15th, 2018. So we're coming up on 5 years that it's been since the Bulls have actually won a game in San Antonio. This line, it looks a little fishy. 2.5, I think, is what it opened at 2. I think, it only went up to 2.5. I think San Antonio can win this game, man. I really think San Antonio can win this game. But I can't trust San Antonio's second half. And I talked about that the other day. San Antonio was actually just beating Memphis at halftime the other day. I think San Antonio has the lead in this game. San Antonio is not a good second half team. We talked about that religiously. Pop has put Devin Vassell in at the starting point guard position. He's ball. Devin Vassell has at least 3 threes in 4 of his last 5 games, and he shot at least 7 in each one of those games. So Devin Vassell over his 3-pointers. I think the number was 2.5 at -130. Put a little bit there. I'm also going to put a little bit, like I said, well, not a little bit, but I'm gonna also play. I'm gonna play Spurs in the first half, man. Not a popular pick. I know a lot of people probably, don't like it, and that's fine. You guys don't have to play it, but I'm gonna just let you guys know how I'm looking at the game. And I think that the Spurs, finally can do something right in this one. And I think they're winning at halftime in this one. So I also wanted to sprinkle in the first quarter because I know that they're going to come out, fired up in this spot. I really like the Spurs in this spot. I really like them a lot. So first half point spread, it was +1.5 on BetMGM and -115 earlier. I was actually hoping people would start betting in Chicago so I could get an even better number. And I think the line actually moved against me. So money did come in on San Antonio in this spot. Let's see. The best number that you can get right now is first half is +1. But that's, +1. You can get a +1 on DraftKings, +1 on Bet Rivers, on Caesars. So yeah, I will be on BetMGM. Best odds are -110. It looks like. So yeah, I will be on San Antonio in this spot. Just like I said, just haven't placed the bet yet. But San Antonio, first half plus the point. I think that they had a lead in this one at halftime. If you guys want to ride with me there. Also, I'm gonna put a small wager on Devin Vassell over his 3-point prop. So San Antonio first half +1 and Devin Vassell. You guys know already the Bulls don't have the greatest 3-point defense, and I think Devin Vassell continues to shoot with really good value. So I'm gonna take Devin Vassell over his 2.5 threes. I got to figure out where I can get the best number. Don't really like laying anything minus, more than -140, but I'm also gonna put a little sprinkle on his 4 threes as well. So Devin Vassell 3 threes and Devin Vassell 4 threes, just because I think he's in an advantageous matchup today. against the Chicago team. So I will be playing both of those. Might even put a little bit on Chicago first quarter as well. But those are my thoughts in this game. Let me see what you guys are on, and we'll keep it moving. Let's see. So Devin Vassell 3. Somebody shouted it out already. Jake said he likes it. Devin Vassell 3s versus the Bulls. Jamie says heavy line movement here as well in the Spurs' favor, and books are following suit. I'm on the Spurs straight up tonight. Let's go, Jamie. I like it. I like it a lot. Justin says Spurs over and added Spurs first quarter. Okay, we got some alignment there, Justin, for sure. Appreciate you for pulling up, Dougie. He says he's late, but he's here. And Coop says, yeah, Bulls are a better home team. They are. Yeah. Jordan says DeMar has been balling. DeMar DeRozan. LJ, same thing. First quarter plus a half for him. 8-2 against the spread at home in the first quarter are the San Antonio Spurs. Appreciate you putting some numbers with that, LJ. I was just looking at offensive and defensive numbers, but I know I'm fading the Spurs in the second half if I ever got to. They could be winning by 10. I'm taking the spread up for the opposite team. I've seen this team, just lose leads over and over and over again. So love that we have some alignment there. Daniel says Spurs first quarter money line. A lot of people like the Spurs today. I thought I was going to be by myself. Navi says Kobe White 3s all day until they stop cashing. Could not talk you off. We know that the Spurs defense is one of the worst in the league at being able to guard that three-point line. They're bottom 3 in pretty much every statistical category when it comes to guarding 3. So could not talk you off there. Malik says, I definitely took the Spurs first half before the show. I like the Spurs too, but I never fade Bulls on the money line. Okay. Malik's from Chicago, man. He's a diehard Bulls fan, so that lets you know something there. Tariq, same thing. This is like a public play. He said he took Spurs first half. Malik says can't talk anybody off Kobe White and Vooch and a Vooch fade. So fading Vucevic against Victor Wembanyama tonight. Vaughn letting us know that Daniel Gafford got ruled in. Thank you for sharing that, Vaughn. Justin says I got my Spurs first quarter look from LJ. Okay. And Vaughn says he played Orlando Williams points at 9.5. Center for the Heat. Last 2 games, 12 points in 29 I'm thinking that means 29 minutes or 12 points and 29 points. No, he definitely is going to 29 points. I'm tripping. Doug D says I'm on Wemby. He only put up 12 last game, so maybe a bounce back spot for him. Jabari also got some Spurs in his pocket. He says Spurs first half money line. Bulls full game money line plus 500. So could not talk you off for that at all. Buffalo, that's crazy. He says I missed the 5 p.m. start today. Pulled in the Walmart parking lot to tune in for the rest of the show. Hey, that's love. That's love, Buffalo. Appreciate you, man. Hopefully we can make it worthwhile. And when I do a recap in a second, I can share some winners with you guys. Let's keep going. We got like 4 or 5 more games to get to, and we already been on for an hour. Some of these games don't really have a lot in. So like this game right here, Rockets and Nuggets, not a game that I'm extremely interested in. My notes, what I had written down was, because I did go through and look and handicap all the games. So we know Houston has been like terrible on the road. They're 0-8, one of the only teams in the league that haven't won a game on the road. They're like Golden State from last year. They're 0-8 straight up, 4-4 against the number, though. They are 8-2 against the spread in their last 10. Denver has been struggling. We know that they've been injured. They are 8-14 straight up. 8-14 against the number on the season in 22 games. They're only 5-4 against the spread in their recent games. 3-7 again. They are, however, 9-0 at the crib. Back-to-back losses to Sacramento and the Clippers. They failed to cover each one of those games. This is a standalone game for the Denver Nuggets, though, because they were in they lost in LA and then they lost in Sacramento. They come home for 1 game and then they go on a 2-game road trip. They actually play Atlanta. So they'll be coming all the way, across the coast and play in Atlanta and Chicago in their next 2 road games. And Jalen Green was listed as questionable for personal reasons. I didn't see an update on Jalen Green. Anybody see it? It looks like he's in. Looks like he's in, even though he was listed as game time decision for personal reasons. And Denver will have their starting lineup back. They had it back last game, but it just really didn't matter. They couldn't, string together enough offensive plays to beat, the Clippers in that spot. So, I don't really have a lot of thoughts. I think the spread's big enough for me to not be invested or involved. Denver blew this team out tonight. It wouldn't surprise me because They are healthy, and they are off 2 straight losses. And if Houston was able to keep it close, that really wouldn't surprise me either, because this is what they do. They don't win games, but they are 4-4 against the number, and they beat Dallas twice already this season. Granted, Dallas was, they beat Denver twice already this season. Granted, Denver was, a little compromised due to injuries in those spots. So those are my thoughts there. Maybe look towards Jokic. We know that Sengun can't guard him. Sengun also abuses him also. So, them guys kind of going back and forth with each other. I don't have a strong feel in this game, so I didn't play anything. David says Strus 5 threes versus the old team. I wrote his name down. Definitely wrote his name down. Topher says he likes Sam Howell 3 threes. Shout out to Dream and Steph. Okay. Yeah, I could definitely see that. He's been playing well. Lingowick likes the Knicks plus 7.5. Sprinkle first half money line. We'll get there. Daniel says, I feel like we've had Rockets versus Nuggets 6 times already. This will be the 4th matchup, Daniel. It does feel like that. Denver, of course, won the only home game, but that was the most recent one. They lost both games in Houston. Got smoked in those games. Buffalo says, I got one that I love and already bet. It was the Raptors money line, plus both teams to score 100 plus points. I know the Raptors have good defense and the Hornets missing LaMelo, but maybe Mark Williams. Mark Williams is in, but 100 is too low. Okay. LJ likes the first quarter for Denver. He says Denver first quarter, they're 7-1 against the spread. First quarter at home versus the West. Jokic points, rebounds, and assists. Smash it. He says he averaged a triple-double his last 3 games versus the Rockets. Could not talk you off. Daniel says, say less, LJ. He's on it as well. Brian says Jokic triple-double as well. Could not talk you off. And then Super says Porzingis over 1.5 threes. He said 3 or more in the last 5 games versus the Knicks. This was a spot that we were on, actually, when these 2 teams played at the beginning of the season. So could not talk you off of that look. Probably going to end up putting some action in there. Navi says he's going to live bet this game, the Nuggets game. Could not talk you off. Keith says, learned this from your show last year. Denver struggles all the time when returning home to play a game. Love the Rockets on the spread. In half of those road losses were decided by 5 points. Yeah, they are the hunted now. When you win a championship, everybody is looking to give you their best shot every single time. And Denver's been, -2, -2.5, -3 in road games, and they haven't been able to cover. They've been losing those games outright. They've also dealt with a lot of injury, stuff to, Jamal Murray missing time. So, yeah, I could not talk you off. Aaron Gordon has missed time. So, yeah. David says, Lotto alert, Steph, SGA, and B, Tatum all to score 35, plus 6,285 on DraftKings. Steph, SGA, and B, and Tatum all to score 35 tonight. That I can't talk you off, David. Worth the sprinkle, I think, especially on a big night like tonight. Yeah, gamble responsibly, man. Bet responsibly, but I couldn't talk you off at all. Will Jackson says Jamal Murray, 8 assists, plus 280. And Super the Greatest says he likes, was thinking Schroeder over 6.5 assists. I talked about this one as well. David said the vibes are high. I love this community. Appreciate you for tapping in, David, and just spreading the positivity, man. Vaughn says his favorite play of the night is Jokic points. Been killing, taking superstars off, taking superstars coming off a bad game. November 24th, Jokic had 38 points. He did just had a bad game recently against Zubac. He shot the worst field goal percentage of his career. MG, I'm working on it, my guy. I'm working. I got a $200 microphone. I'm not sure what I got to go in and adjust the settings, but trust me, I got a real nice mic right here. It's a real nice mic, and I got the boofer on it too. So the pop filter. I mean, join in on Twitter if you want to, if it sounds better over there. All right, let's keep going. Next game up, we got the Jazz and we got the Clippers. Well, the Clippers and the Jazz, because the game will be played in Utah. So this line opened at like 6.5 in favor of the Clippers, and now it's up to 7.5. Jordan Clarkson did get ruled in. This will be his first game returning. I think he missed the last couple. Lauri Markkanen went through practice yesterday, but he got ruled out for this one, so he won't be in for this one. But they will get Kelly Olynyk back as well. I think he'll return. The Clippers, they've been relatively good. Finally being able to, it was the first time they were able to put together back-to-back wins outside of playing the Spurs 2 games in a row. And they're pretty much at full strength. Daniel Theis is listed as a game time decision in this one. Toss up the play. So I actually like I like the Clippers in this. I'm sorry, not the Clippers. I like the Jazz in this spot. I looked at a couple of things I looked at. So the Clippers, they play up the motivation. They're 3-7 straight up and against the spread on the road. They also have been playing a lot better at home, and they haven't really been covering numbers. Last couple games I've watched them play, they started off very, very slow. They started off slow against the Warriors, had to fight back in that game, which is what led to PG hitting the game winner. They also started off slow in that game against the Denver Nuggets. They were down double digits in the first quarter in that game. So I think Utah, specifically probably early in this one, and it should be a flat spot for the Clippers in this one early. Utah 6-4 at home, 8-2 against the spread at home, which is one of the best ATS numbers. We know I tried to fade them a couple weeks ago twice against the Pelicans, and they won both of those games outright, and they were dogs in both of those games. They're coming off a abysmal 50-point loss, which is actually the second worst loss in franchise history. Jazz have also won 3 straight in this head-to-head matchup. For some reason, the Clippers do not play well. The Clippers have not won a game in Utah since June the 18th, 2021. So they continuously just don't show up in this spot. It's a flat spot for them. I like the Jazz in this spot. I think getting Jordan Clarkson back. I think, you still got Ochai Agbaji. You still got, post presence and post defense like guys like Omer Yurtseven and Walker Kessler, Keontae George, John Collins will be out there. You still got, Colin Sexton coming off that bench. So that's how I like this one. I like Clippers. I'm sorry, I like the Jazz. Just haven't gotten there yet with how I'm playing. I think I want to take the full game, but I also think I want to take the first half because I think they catch the Clippers slipping early in this one. So, either way, I don't think the Clippers win by margin. So maybe I'll wait, see if the line touches 8, and then I'll jump on the Jazz. But either way, I'm probably going to get there on the Jazz. I just haven't put the bet in yet. And right now, that number is still 7.5. It is coming down. I see some 7s. But yeah, that's the way I like this one. Didn't really cap the total at all, but I do like that. I like this spot for the Utah Jazz, especially coming off the 50-point loss. If anybody had a chance to listen to that post-game interview from their coach, he was livid. He was hot. So I think they show up in a big way here. Definitely think they show up in a big way. Navi says the sound is good. Jack says the sound is good too. Maybe we just got to troll. It's all good, even if we do. Steve says, I believe the books give terrible odds for most props to make parlays look more attractive. I think it's just a matter of how much money comes in on the specific prop, Steve. Because if you shop around, you probably can get a better line than you're getting on other books. LJ says, why not take Jazz plus 7.5? Utah just got beat by 50, and the Clippers are 3-7 ATS on the road. I just said both of those things, LJ. Probably going to get there. Cuban Connect says, Chris, my G, yes, the Jazz are barking dogs. I like it. It's going to be a hard-fought game for the Clippers today, man. For some reason, they just don't play well in Utah. They already lost in Utah today. Like I said, I just haven't put the bet in yet, so I'm not going to go official with it because I haven't placed it, but I'm going to get there. Smooth says, would you lean the over or under in the Clippers game? So the way I see it, the Clippers are one of the better defensive teams in the league. They're top 5. If you go back and look at their last 5 games, they're not giving up a lot of points. They even slowed Denver down. So I think that they can slow this Utah Jazz team down. I think that they can, but I think the Jazz, when you look at giving up, they lost 147-97. That was the 50-point loss that they came off to the Dallas Mavericks. When you give up 147 points, the only thing you're doing at practice the next day is defensive slides. You don't even care about offense. You can't give up 147 points. We got to remember, Luka had a triple-double in the first half. Chris Dunn was ready to box the man because Luka was just killing them so bad. So you gotta come out with your best defensive effort. Altitude involved as well. It's get real crazy when you playing in Utah, man. The unthinkable happens when you play in Utah. So I would lean more towards the under, I think, Jay Smooth, than anything else. But I don't really have a strong opinion. Situationally, it tells me to play the underdog. Jazz defense is not great, but some reason they play better at home. Clippers defense is really good. Bismack Biyombo 2 blocks plus 120. T Wolves be driving to the rim a lot and trying to finish. Bismack going to get his chances, and Biyombo only out there for defense anyway. And the set screens. You're right about that, Buffalo. Best of luck. Super likes Harden over 23.5 points plus assists. Daniel says he's sprinkling on Clark on the reverse ladder for Clarkson, under 3.5 assists and under 2.5. Okay. Cuban says, Chris, spicy nuggets team total over, low hanging fruit, my G. I don't even know what that team total is. I would think that they should probably be able to get there, spicy Cuban. But if I'm playing the Nuggets, I like the Nuggets more in the first half. The Nuggets are kind of like the Celtics in my estimation. They come out, they want to smash you early, and they do. They typically do. They get out to these, 10, 11, 12, 8, 7, 6-point leads at halftime. And then they just kind of let their foot up off the gas in the third quarter. It seems like it always happened. It happened in the last game when these two teams played against each other. So, yeah, I think I like Denver a little bit more early. Maybe their first half team total over is the way I would look if you got access to that, Cuban. Navi likes DiVincenzo. He said DiVincenzo likely to start ahead of Grimes. His threes might be a good look. Yeah, Quentin Grimes got to be quiet, man. I don't know if people heard the post-game interview, but they gave up 3,000 points the other day to the Bucks, and he was talking about how his offensive role is too small. So, yeah, probably not the greatest look there. Steve says Bogdanovich for the Pistons, 5+ assists at plus 460 on Bet365, had 7 last game, and back in the starting lineup. That could be worth a sprinkle. Cuban says that Nuggets team total is 115. Man, Denver plays so slow. That's the only thing that scares me a little bit, Cuban. That's the only thing that scares me. Both teams play slow. Denver plays slow. Houston plays slow. The Nuggets are extremely efficient, which is why they score points. But I'm not sure how that game is going to be played. I don't think that – to me, Houston shouldn't want to get out and run. So maybe looking at Houston team total to go under versus Denver team total to go over. But I'm just thinking out loud. Thinking about loud. I think the first half is better, though. Appreciate you, Vaughn. I see it's 6:19, bro. I do got to keep going. All right, so let's jump back into it. I'm just trying to get through these games and share the looks with you guys. Mavs and Blazers, nothing for me on this one. I'll give you guys the notes, but that's it. I didn't touch it, didn't play anything. So this one will be quick. What did I even write down? Mavs. So Dallas is 6-4 straight up, and against the spread on the road. This is their first road game after 4 straight home games. They're coming off that 50-point win against the Utah Jazz. Portland will be shorthanded in this spot. Brogdon is listed as a game time decision. Of course, Aiden is still out. Well, Aiden is a game time decision. I'm not sure if he's going to play. Unlikely to play, and we don't have injury implications for this game yet. Jeremy Grant is also listed as out. He's still in concussion protocol, so I don't really like that spot. It's a bad spot for Portland. It's their first game back after a 5-game road trip. We have been covered, like catching them to cover, and they've been covering 5 of the last 6 games they've covered. Dallas will be without Grant Williams in this spot. So yeah, I don't have anything on this game. You really need to know the status of Brogdon if he's going to play. Is Aiden officially listed as out? Like not 100% sure what's going on in those spots. And also don't want to back Portland. Like I said, real bad travel spot for them. Also, not the biggest fan of backing teams off the 50-point win. You probably feel like the greatest thing on earth. So I don't really have a lot of thoughts there. Last 2 games, let's get into them. I only got 2 comments. I'll get to those. The Knicks and the Celtics. So this line is 7.5 in favor of the Celtics. This is like the toilet bowl game between 2 really good teams that got smoked in their most previous matchups. The Knicks couldn't stop the Bucks from scoring at all, which is pretty interesting because they have one of the better defenses in the league. But somehow, the Pacers find a way to do so. And the Celtics also couldn't stop the Pacers. So both of these teams extremely motivated in this spot is what I would think. Tom Thibodeau comes out and says that, I don't care how well Julius Randle played. We got to figure out a way to make our defense a little bit better. On the opposite side, they said Tatum was really, really mad. I didn't get a chance to listen to the whole post-game interview, but they said Tatum was pissed that he wasn't going to Vegas. Like, he really wanted to go. So if that's the case, you get Porzingis back. I know people are already talking about his threes. I think that they're absolutely in play tonight. I think that's the way you would look in this one. the cause for concern here is that, as we always talk about, the Knicks are the thorn in the side of a lot of times when you want to fade them, because the Knicks are worse when they perform worse when you take them as a favorite. They typically perform better as a dog, but they didn't in that last game. However, over the last season, the Knicks have already played in Boston one time this year. They lost. They didn't cover that number. But the last season, they actually went to Boston and won twice. I vividly remember quickly having a really good game in that spot. I'm not sure what to do with this game. I think Boston early, just because they've been a really good team. We know that they're the worst third quarter team in the NBA. So if they do get out to a big lead, I probably will be live betting the Knicks to come back in the third quarter. But I think first quarter, first half is the way I would play this game. I didn't play either. I do think we get a fired up Boston Celtics team. They are another one of those teams that are undefeated at home. And they typically start off pretty well. They got one of the better offenses in the league. And they'll be, as close to fully healthy as possible in this spot, being that they do get Porzingis back in this game. I think Porzingis threes, 1.5, whatever that number is a play, and probably something that I'm gonna have in. Tatum, looking at his points, I think absolutely is in play as well. I didn't play either. And then the sneaky look I have is Mitchell Robinson to go under his points plus rebounds in this spot. For some reason, Mitchell Robinson does not have good games against the Boston Celtics. He either has a double-double or he has like 6 and 2. So I think, potentially looking at Mitchell Robinson to go under. I was capping it earlier, but didn't quite get there. But those are the ways that I choose to play this one. Haven't placed either one of them yet. And those are my thoughts on this game. The last game up, let's go back to the comments, then we'll go Kings and Suns. Jared says, I think Kessler starts today too for Utah. He could start, but I see Omer, you're 7 right now in the starting lineup. You could be right though. LJ says Lively over 1.5 blocks. He has 5. He's gone over 5 of the last 6. Portland allows the most blocks in the NBA, so could not talk you off of that look at all. Super likes Shaden Sharp, assists plus rebounds. Scotty says Luka 2 triple doubles since his kid was born. I'm riding that until it misses. I couldn't talk you off that. Could not talk you off of that at all. Frank says I'm gonna grab a few motivated players to go over 20-25 and call it a night at plus 100. Good luck to everyone. Couldn't talk you off there either. LJ likes that Boston first quarter. Minus 2.5. Won 7 straight first quarters. Number 1 in the NBA in the first quarter. Points at home. Could not talk you off at all. Cuban says, just subscribe to your channel. I like your content and how you vibe with us on the chat. Appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you for tapping in as well, Cuban. I do this every day, Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern. Just typically not this long because we don't have this many games on the card. Colin says, looking at Booker rebounds, over 5.5 is juice. Kings play fast. No KD or Grayson Allen chances. Should be there. Sprinkle on his triple-double at plus 1,700. I looked at that as well. And I talked about the Timberwolves. I don't like the Timberwolves in this spot, but if I'm playing, I'm probably laying the points with them. Not a strong play for me, though. I think Memphis gets up for this game. I just don't think that Memphis have enough offense. Not sure how motivated the Timberwolves will be on the road. Coming off a 5-game win streak, and they already beat this team by 22. So I could see, Memphis giving them their best shot. I think under is the right way, but the total dropped a little bit too low for me to play it. JS like the Kings -2. Super says Tatum 6 rebounds, Randall 6 rebounds, Brunson 4 assists, RJ Barrett 12 points at plus 120. Okay, best of luck there. Last game on the board, we got the Kings and the Suns. So this line is up to 2 now. Of course, Devin Booker is going to play in this game, but they will be without Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is out. Grayson Allen is out. Bradley Beal continues to be out. This is also the other, toilet bowl game. Neither one of these teams could win their matchups either. The Kings lost to the Pelicans at home. Phoenix went on the road and lost to the Lakers as well. And now they come back home and they're dogs. They were favorites in this game until Kevin Durant got ruled out yesterday, and that changes everything. Of course, the popular play got to be Devin Booker if you're thinking about anything in this game. Points, rebounds, and assists over. Could not talk you off. Points plus assists, points, rebound, whatever you want to play with Devin Booker, I think is absolutely in play. Devin Booker should go crazy in this game if Coach Mike Brown is serious about stopping Devin Booker. They'll double team him and make somebody else have to beat him tonight, just to get the ball out of his hands. But we'll see how that goes. I think that in the pivot off Devin Booker in this spot, couldn't talk anybody off Devin Booker. I think the spot is looking at Nurkic for assists. It's the number's only 3.5 when I looked at it earlier. I didn't play it quite yet, and I know I'm probably losing value on that because it was like minus 115. But Nurkic averages like 4 assists. And now you're telling me without Devin Booker, without Kevin Durant, who also averages like 6 assists, I think they probably run that offense through the top of the high post with Nurkic to take away some of the double team that Devin Booker is going to get. So I like Nurkic in the spot. I think assist ladder is in play. 3.5. I would also take him at 6. I'll probably put a little sprinkle on the 7 or the 8, whatever you guys have it at, around plus 300, plus 400 odds for Nurkic, because I think that's a very undervalued play and a nice pivot off of Devin Booker tonight. I didn't even put that in yet because I just been doing so much today. These are just the things that I wrote down and I had in my notes. It was minus 119 on Caesars when I wrote it down this morning. Nurkic over 3.5 assists. And that's the way I would look to play this one. I think, total probably goes over. The Kings are terrible on defense. The Phoenix Suns will probably want to play a little bit faster without Kevin Durant, even though they have been one of the slower paced teams recently. Nobody out here is a defender in my estimation. I mean, De'Aaron Fox can play a little bit of defense. Josh Okogie can play a little bit of defense, but nobody else out here can guard anybody. Like, this could be a Devin Booker triple-double and Sabonis triple-double type game in the same game. Devin Booker double-double, I think, was plus 140 when I looked at it earlier, and his triple-double, like somebody mentioned in the chat, was plus 1,700. If you just build out the double-double, Devin Booker 10 assists and 10 rebounds, I want to say it was a plus 1,140 when I looked at it earlier as well. He's been rebounding the basketball. Without Kevin Durant, he'll get more rebound opportunities. And Devin Booker's a competitor, man. He wants to win these games, especially after the last one and the way that ended. So I could see, these teams really, Devin Booker specifically turning up in this spot. Daniel talks about it right here. He says Booker double-double. I think he's absolutely in play tonight. Sean says Jokic coming off a dud, should cook tonight. Yeah, he should. Navi likes that Nurkic assist line as well. Aiden says, so your only play is Claxton double-double, right? The only thing I played. When I get off the screen in a couple minutes, Aiden, I'll send all the rest of the plays out. I'll go through the card. I got a lot of stuff written down. I got a note card right here. I got a notepad right here. I got stuff written in my phone. There's just so many things I like, so I got to narrow down my card, and I'll do it. I'll have all my plays out at least 15 minutes before the games kick off tonight. Ant says, I think Edwards goes off tonight, seeing my boy Halliburton put on a show. Yeah, he could. He absolutely could. Chase says, Chris, for some reason, I like the over. Your thoughts on the season Knicks? I think it could go over. The Knicks typically can't score against teams that play good defense. So that's my only hesitation. They scored a lot against the Bucks. They just couldn't stop the Bucks. I think that game was kind of an anomaly, though. And if there's one thing that both of these teams are going to want to do, I think it is going to be, one to play defense. Knicks couldn't stop the Bucks, and the Celtics couldn't stop Halliburton. So, yeah, I think, it should be a defensive game. The total to me seems about right, though, which is why I didn't play it. Jared says Eric Gordon, 17.5, his favorite player tonight. He could have a big game tonight. Buffalo says he took Nurkic 5 assists and Booker 30 points at plus 300. Could not talk you off. And Colin says Keegan Murray is a defender. Imagine that. All right, so send me y'all looks, man. Let me know what y'all on for tonight. I'll go through everything that I wrote down for you guys just so you guys will have it. Y'all can pick and choose what y'all want to play. But I'll give you guys my looks. I will finalize my looks when I get off the stream, and then we'll have everything for the game. So let's see. What did I write down? I wrote down. So first and foremost, going all the way back, Mark Williams rebounds. Really love that spot. He did get ruled in. Nurkic assists. We just kind of talked about that. I'm going a lot of Nurkic assists as well. Cole Anthony. Haven't seen a line for him, but I'm going to be on Cole Anthony. Probably points plus assists for Cole Anthony. We know guards versus Detroit. I see Dream up here. Matter of fact, let me get Dream up. And he's going to have extremely high usage. I like Max Strus threes. Not sure if I'm going to get there. San Antonio first half. That's official. Like a referee blowing a whistle for me. I will be on San Antonio first half. I will be on Devin Vassell threes at 2.5 and at 4. And OKC. I think I'm going to get there with OKC minus the 3. The actual stars will be stars parlay will be Steph 30, SGA 30, And who else was I looking at to score 30? Steph 30, SGA 30. That's the same game. Tatum 30. Give me Tatum for 32. I want to add De'Aaron Fox, but I'm not gonna do it. De'Aaron Fox scares me a little too much. We'll go those three. Tatum, SGA, and Steph. 30. I don't even know what the number is, but I'm playing that. All right, so let's go to the chat real quick. Couple guys up. Dream up first. Dream, talk to me, my brother. How you liking the games today?
Man, I love to play. Just woke up from a nice nap. And like, goddamn, it's hard to give out. It's getting harder for me to give out plays here. You chat. I'm like, these niggas listening to my stream and they giving out my plays. So shit, I thought I had some sneaky looks. Good God. I did give out Bogdanovich 6 assists on the timeline last night plus 1,000. That's not there no more.
Okay.
But let me see. I gotta search my notes. I don't even know if anybody mentioned these spots. All right. I got a double lay. Plus 1,200 when I put it in. May have dropped a little bit, but still should be around. Chet, Clint Capella, and Nick Claxton. All to get a double plus 1,200. Again, I'm sure some of these spots already been discussed, but for shits and giggles, I'll go over them again. Chet got 2 double-doubles in 3 career games for Golden State. Also was averaging like 33 points plus rebounds. So I'm on that straight. But yeah, he can get his double-double at plus 190. Who else on here? Capella. Let me see. Where are my notes? 7 of 9 double-doubles against Embiid. And he's got double-double his last 4 against Embiid. So I got it at plus 110. Still should be around minus 110. Or still be plus money. I don't know. And Nick Claxton to get a double-double. He's in the best spot any center can ask to be in tonight. So I love his double-double. And I'll leave it there at plus 1,200.
Okay. Nah, that's Dream always got the looks, man. Shout out to Dream, man. Appreciate you, bro, as always, man. Best of luck tonight. And I know Dream probably got some more plays on his timeline too. Definitely check out Dream timeline. Check him out on Twitter if you guys haven't, and subscribe to his show as well. He's giving out a lot of other plays. We definitely look at the game, different ways, but most of the time it's some alignment for sure. So shout out to Dream as always, man. Appreciate you pulling up, Dream.
I just want to say this real quick too, as far as Nurkic. I don't want to step on nobody's toes, but since you mentioned a lot of spots I love, Nurkic is a great spot. Eric Gordon is also a great spot. I was reading on Underdog. Basically, in the 2 games this season without KD and without Grayson, only 2 players have taken 10 shots in those games. Eric Gordon and Booker. So long story short, Nurkic assists, Gordon points are probably a good combo.
Love it. So I'm finalizing my card right now, just so you guys can see it. And I got to send these out. But Nicholas Claxton double, OKC minus the 3, San Antonio first half plus 1, Nurkic over 3.5 assists. Mark Williams. You can take the double if you want. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna put Mark Williams down as an official because I got to figure out if I want to take the rebounds or if I want to take the double. I got to figure out the odds and what makes the most sense there. Porzingis threes. I didn't write that one. I haven't played these yet. Only played Nurkic double. But I'm sorry, Nick Claxton double. But Nurkic, his assists, Devin Vassell threes, and then that same game parlay, like I said, the stars will be Steph 30, Tatum 30, SGA 30. I do think that's going to be a duel back and forth. So I like those. Let's go, Cam, and then we'll wrap up. What's up, Cam? Cam might not be with us. I thought he was. Oh, it's all good. What's going on, Cam? How you doing?
What's up, man? How y'all doing? All right?
Good. Yeah, everything good, man. Everything good.
All right. All right, so I'm on quick time because I know it's late. Thanks for staying on. I got the Raptors minus 4.5. After that display against Miami, I expect the high version or the check or whichever.
Right.
Tonight, like it's just who we are. Like we should have won that game. Watch it.
better team for most of the second half, terrible in the first half, same as always. Anyway, but just against Charlotte, I really like us -4.5. We dominate this team most 90% of the time we play them. OG over 18.5 points and rebounds, too low. I think I was looking at his lines last game. I almost wanted to play them, but I want him to break out of the slumps before I bet on him, and he broke out in a big way. He owns the Charlotte team. I can see him getting over 18.5 just for his points, so I just went with the safe route. That's -110. Bojan over 2.5 3-pointers made it -120. This is going to turn into money for Fred VanVleet. Anything that's not 3.5, -140. I'm probably going to play with Bojan for threes until further notice. Congrats to you guys who hit that over 1.5 last point game where it was I think it was -110, -120, and then it was -150 when I looked. That line is just crazy for a guy who's just shooting threes and they need to shoot. And so I took the Bojan at -120 over 2.5 threes. And then my last play is Mark Williams, double-double +125, +129, I think it's at. But there's most centers. There's too small of a sample size to say what he does against us. It's more what other centers do. He has had a double-double against us, but he's also had 4 and 4, and that gave me 15 minutes because he was in foul trouble. So if he stays out of foul trouble, I'm very confident he gets to a double-double. And then I just play your chat, and I put together my own little parlay stars will be stars. It's a +978. And it's Paulo over 23.5, Shadow Dream, Detroit System, Jason Tatum over 26.5 points, because I just think he's pissed off, and when a player comes out and speaks out that much, you don't really typically want to see them show up. Chet Holmgren over 24.5 points and rebounds. He's gone over that every game except one against the Golden State Warriors, and Nikola Jokic over 51.5 PRA. And that's +978. So I put $10, $11 on it, pays at 120.
Okay. I like the look there. Okay. Appreciate you, Ken. Absolutely, bro. Hey, best of luck tonight, man. See what them Raptors do in Charlotte tonight, man. Let's see. I don't think y'all gonna lose. It's gonna be a matter of how close they keep it. But we'll see though, man. Crazy stuff happened on Friday for sure. Yeah, best of luck tonight, Ken. So real quick in the chat, we got a couple guys. So like I said, man, you guys do what y'all want to do with that 30, that we can call it 30 for 30. You can call it the stars will be stars parlay, whatever you want to call it. Navi says Embiid 30. He could get 30. I like the matchup for Maxey a little bit more, but I'm not taking Maxey for 30. But yeah, he could get there. Shadow says Book for 30 for sure. Yeah, Book should get 30 as well. I'm not messing with Book just because I like Nurkic assists a little bit more, but we'll see how it goes, man. It'll be a fast-paced game, and I think Devin Booker points prop opened at 32.5. So, yeah, I cannot talk you guys off. Best of luck on however you play it. I just played, like I said, Steph, SGA, and Tatum to all get 30. I didn't even play it yet, so I don't even know what the odds are, but that's what I'm looking at. I'm not going, Coop. I wish I was, man. If I was going to go to Vegas, I was going to go on Wednesday and go for both games. I don't want to go just for the championship game. So, yeah, I'm not heading to Vegas for the in-season tournament final game. Yeah, I was trying to go for the whole week, the whole rest of the week, and just come back on Sunday, but didn't work out. So, yeah, maybe next year, though. Maybe next year I have it planned. So, yeah, that's what I got for you guys, man. Official plays that I'm about to lock in and share with my members. Nick Claxton, double-double. I did that already. OKC -3. San Antonio first half, -1. +1, I'm sorry. Nurkic over those 3.5 assists. I will be laddering Nurkic assists as well. And Boston went official with Boston first half, -4 as well. Short list that I didn't play yet. In the same game parlay as well that I talked about. Steph, SGA, and Tatum over 30. And all to score 30. Devin Vassell threes, Porzingis threes. These are other things that I was looking at but didn't quite get to the window with. And also Utah. I'm going to be on Utah tonight in some way. Like I said, just got to figure out which one I want to play. Dream, I saw your hand go back up, so I'm going to kick it back to you before we close out.
Ain't nobody else coming up here? Because obviously I have another blood money that I can give out.
Hey, give it out, Dream. We got to wrap up. So, yeah, I don't see no request.
Yeah, I don't never do this, but fuck it. It's a +40,000. Get your pen and paper out, boys and girls, because it's 9 legs.
Okay.
But we gonna round robin this shit. I couldn't talk you off for doing threes, but just for the sake of the dreamers, I did twos because if you do twos and 2 hit, you will break even. All right, Nick Claxton, 30 points plus rebounds. So plus 330 on DraftKings. All right. Julius Randle, 10 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson, under 9 rebounds. You put that together, that's a plus 430. You got to do this on DraftKings because nowhere else gonna let you that I know. Gonna let you round robin SGPs correctly. FanDuel be fucking it up. Can't explain it, but they'll do it right. All right, so yeah, Claxton, 30 points plus rebounds. Julius Randle, 10 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson, under 9 rebounds. Eric Gordon, 20 points. Nurkic, 4 assists. It's like a plus 3 on it. And all 4 of the top players in the Detroit-Orlando game scored 20. So Franz and Paolo 20, Cade and fucking Bogan, whatever, 20 for him. That's a plus 330. You put all that shit together, it's a plus 40,000. I'm assuming all them legs gonna hit. But if not, I'll round robin it. So I'll do it one more time and then get out of it. Claxton, 30 points plus rebounds, best matchup you can have. Shit, I didn't even think about Mark Williams. I'm about to tell that. Wish they Chris. Hang that. Randall, 10 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson, under 9 rebounds. I think Chris already spoke about Mitchell Robinson. It just lately being a bad matchup with his rebounds. Julius Randle got 11 and 9 rebounds in 2 games versus Boston this year. Eric Gordon, 20 points. Nurkic, 4 assists. We spoke about that already. And shout out to Cam, who reminded me, my Detroit system, all the lead scores tend to go over against Detroit. And I think Detroit lead scores to get 20 points too. So you put all that together, it's plus 40,000, but you still round robin them legs. All right.
My God. Hey, I hope y'all got that, man. If not, rewind the show, man. Every single game that we broke down, I gave you guys my looks, man. Best of luck on whatever it is that you end up playing. Like I said, I got to go finalize my card right now, officially. Some of these lines are moving against us. I see Boston up to 8 right now. That line is moving from 4 to 4.5. So definitely shop around. Make sure you guys are getting the best numbers. A couple 4s still available right now. I see DraftKings, one of the last books that got one. So I got to go ahead and put that in. But official plays for me, Nick Claxton, double-double. I played it already. OKC, you guys can see it. Minus the 3. San Antonio first half, +1. Nurkic over 3.5 assists. And Boston first half, minus the 4. I'm going to have some more plays because there's a lot that I like today. But I'm not going too crazy. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Everybody that's, show love. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Reposted the show. Told your best friend, your coworker, your baby mom, brother, whoever it is that you told about the show, however it is that you supported me. I appreciate you guys for that. Best of luck, man. Tomorrow, in-season tournament game. LA, baby. Let's go. We need one. We need the in-season tournament championship. I'm not playing the game, though. I'm probably just going to chill. I want to see a really good one. Just see a really good game. I'll probably dive into it a little bit, but at this point, you just kind of go with what, you like the Cinderella story, you take Halliburton. If you think Bron going to get it done, then you take the Lakers. And it's really just that simple. I do think that this is going to be the best defense that the Pacers have played against. The Lakers are playing. I talked about it the other day. The Lakers are playing that that playoff push run defense that they needed to actually make the playoffs last year when the games really mattered, as evident by the 89 points that was scored by the Pelicans yesterday. So best of luck to however you decide to play that game tomorrow. If I do come out with any official plays or play anything, I'll let you guys know. But I'm out for the day, man. Best of luck. Y'all enjoy y'all weekends as well.